In network television programming, the ratings are just about the only game in town, and when the ratings begin to drop, the show is usually on its way out. NBC had a science fiction series on a while back. You probably remember it. It was called Star Trek. After Star Trekkies. After only 2 moderately successful seasons, that network decided to drop the program. But for the first time, really, in television history, the outraged TV audience spoke up, and they deluged NBC with approximately 1 million letters demanding that the show be kept on the air. And they were successful, at least temporarily. And you can take a look at what all the excitement was all about.
How does that Vulcan salute go? That hurts worse than the uniform.
In the very first episode of Star Trek, the fans, as you can hear, were wildly loyal. But since it's gone off the air and into reruns, the number of Trekkies has soared, and a fantastic cult has developed around the show. Hundreds of thousands of these Trekkies get together at conventions like this one, held last week at the Americana Hotel. It's estimated that 10,000 kids who age from 5 to 50 attended, and they besieged the stars of the original show who came to speak with them. Now, these avid fans have come from miles away to hoard the memorabilia of their superheroes.
Shatner. Met Leonard Nimoy, but not here. No, I think I met almost everybody except for DeForest Kelly, Mr. Sulu, and Lieutenant Uhura.
Later on, at a costume ball, the fans roared their approval as green witches, blue beings, glitter monsters, and Klingons, Vulcans, and Tribbles paraded by a panel of judges, which included Mr. Chekhov, Chief Engineer Scott, and Captain Kirk, who was incidentally molested by outer space femme fatales no less than a dozen times. The art show dealer's room and hotel lobbies swarmed with Trekkies wearing Beam Me buttons and Spock t-shirts, talking into communicators, and we asked Dr. East to explain.
This is where the phaser stun or kill tube comes out. Now, this is not a real original phaser. It's just a mock-up, but this used to turn it to make it stun or kill. This is to make it go, and these are the readings it gets. Now, hope you can see the light on this.
Oh, yeah. When the last whip-wielding Amazon had passed by the adored and esteemed panel of Star Trek judges, a slimy green crawler named the Hooder was awarded first prize. But the entry that won an everlasting place in the hearts of all the Trekkies was 5-year-old Captain Kirk, who read this log of the United Starship Enterprise. Here it is in the ship's log.
Here. In a version of Starship Enterprise. Inspired mission. This is grow. Spread the word. And seek out new life and civilization.
Ladies and gentlemen, the grown-up version of Captain Kirk, William Shatner. Captain, thank you for beaming onto the program.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot.
Now, how long has the show been off the air now?
I think it's been off 5 years.
Now, how do you... Well, what do you think about the response that well, they gave you at that convention, 10,000 people, and the packed house here tonight?
You know, I have worked all my life as an actor. Spent years and years in the business. And I can't explain this. And so my experience gives me no answer. I can't put it down to anything but just an incredible phenomenon. There are, you may not believe this, a group of intelligent people down there.
I believe it. Who blue meanies, Klingons,
right?
Vulcans.
Who are all dressed up as in some aspect of one of the characters that appeared on a series that is defunct for 5 years. I mean, no longer shooting. It has been played again and again and again. I meet people who come up and tell me lines that I've said, you know, I, by now, have forgotten the plot line. I mean, I'll watch a Star Trek now and wonder how it's going to come out.
I always watch it. I love it. It's in reruns here in New York.
In New York, it's in reruns. It goes off someplace, comes back on. It's really phenomenal. How 10,000 people showed up the day before yesterday, whenever it was, and listened, for 2 days to all that went on, and then left happy. I don't know why. Some of them left happy, some of them left colorful,
What did you talk to them about?
What did I talk to them about? Well, we have what, maybe 200-300 people here this evening. I've played, I guess the largest I've played was in Central Park to maybe 5,000 people in a variety show I was emceeing. I faced 10,000 people in a room, 10,000 people, and I had no prepared material at all. The night before I went on, I thought, what can I tell these people who know the scripts and the characters and the inner motivations far more than I ever did when it was fresh and I have no recollection of it? And what can I tell them? And I thought, the only thing they don't know that I know is some of the little things, some of the how I felt about a particular incident or in my view on a certain thing. So I thought what I'd do is I'd cut through all the malarkey and all the falderall that unfortunately surrounds that show, because so many people are making so much money out of the merchandising and I tried to cut through all that, and I hope I succeeded by just reaching out and saying, hey, here's what I think and here's what I would like you to understand about something you like.
We'll be right back with Bill Shatner, Captain Kirk. Right How did, after doing the role of Captain Kirk for 3 years...
You really want to continue this straight, eh?
My great dream to be that logical, unemotional, totally reasonable Vulcan. I wonder if he started identifying with that.
They tell me you were an attorney.
But that wasn't in this world. Oh, God.
Awful, isn't it?
Excuse me for that, folks. Do you think, if you can fill the Americana Ballroom with 10,000 people, why can't the show come back? First of all, how do you feel about Star Trek coming back to network television, and is it a reasonable possibility?
Well, I've been very busy since the cancellation of Star Trek. I really haven't had time for a holiday, is how busy I've been. I bought ski equipment last year and never made use of it, hoping to this year. By the way, I just wanted to mention that in early March, there's a Playhouse 90 that I'm doing called The 10th Level, which on CBS, which will be, I think, very good, and a film that I'm going into called The Devil's Reign, which should be fun. But
yeah, fun. Great.
Well, it should be fun to go and see. But Star Trek coming back, I've heard so many rumors and so much has been made of it coming back that has never reached me in concrete terms that I tend to discard everything now. The possibility exists that it might come back as an hour-and-a-half mini-series. That's a possibility. But as of this moment, Star Trek doesn't look like it is coming back, and it would be the first time it ever happened.
Would you want to do that? Would you want to be Captain Kirk?
Well, that's
again?
the question in my mind. I haven't solved it. I think that we could fail very badly by being held up by comparison. This is a legendary thing that's happened. People look back and say, God, that's what it was like. Well, it was everyday television back then, and I could go on about that, but I think we could suffer by comparison if we weren't careful, and that I would want to be very careful not to do.
In all TV series, what people see is a 1-hour package, but as you said earlier, sometimes it takes 12 hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week to get one of those installments.
Right.
And there are always mistakes, miscues, bloopers, yes. They call them.
Yes, that's what we call them.
And we've assembled the Star Trek blooper reel. So maybe you can tell us some of the things that happened.
We thought it was just for us. Well, let me tell you that people have come from Aspen saying, hey, I was in a cafe and I saw you banging against this door. I was interviewed in Tucson. They had the blooper reel has been pirated all over the place. You know, people are selling it, making a fortune of money on it, and I don't know where it's happened.
Okay, let's take a look at the Star Trek blooper reel. Let's get right over there.
Well, what's going on here?
Very good.
Let them pass.
George.
And Captain, you're in good hands with Triple. Lieutenant, no to fly.
Enterprise calling Starbase 6. Come in, Starbase 6.
Starbase 6, here.
Hiya, sugar.
Spark to Enterprise. Spark to Enterprise. Come in, Enterprise.
Enterprise, Lieutenant Uhura.
Even Captain Kirk is human.
That was the cleaned up version.
The cleaned up version.
Yes,
huh?
there is a version that exists.
The decision to make the crew of the Enterprise so multiracial and giving women leading roles, I guess that was kind of unprecedented at the time, wasn't it?
It was, to a large extent, innovative in many areas, yeah.
When you look back on Star Trek, do you have kind of a nostalgic pang in your heart for it?
I think of Star Trek much like I think of some other wonderful things that I did in love. An actor works many times on two bases. One, that he works out of love and passion because the thing he's working on really satisfies a great many needs and fills them. Money and publicity and billing mean nothing. There are other times where the piece isn't so good, that all the other extraneous things to what an actor really wants to do come into being. Star Trek was in that first category. You meet very few in a lifetime.
Well, thank you very much for being on. I hope that, well, if you want to be Captain Kirk again, then that's it. Otherwise, good luck to you. Right? He'll always be Captain Kirk. Right. Thank you for being on the show. Bill Shatner. Coming up next. Coming up next, we have what might be an ominous preview of what's ahead for us in the economy and in society. Right after this.